Cool. So, John, welcome to the Never Broke Again podcast, Speed Edition.
I'm in.
Today. We got a quick 18 minutes. So, Andrew hit you up real quick. John hopped on, and apparently, John sold a business or something, or what?
I did.
John is the face of insurance these days. He's running around the country. I think he sold a business, right? You sold your company?
Yeah, I'm still part of it, but I was acquired. So I'm a partner in the bigger entity, Integrity Marketing Group today.
Did you, what was that exit strategy like? Do you have to stay on for 1 year, 2 years, lifetime, or?
So I had a 3-year employment contract that auto renews year by year. And I obviously got paid and had a 1-year earnout involved in there. And now it's just stay on and help grow the company, man.
Did you sell it within the last 3 years?
It was 2.5 years ago.
Are you going to renew?
Yeah, I love it.
Are you? Yeah. You love it?
Yeah.
So John, what did you build, and what was that like? Can you explain that, please?
Yeah, I mean, I'm life insurance industry. I'm in the life insurance industry. So I got into selling life insurance about 10 years ago, part-time. I was an accountant making like 40 G's a year, crunching numbers for some boss I didn't like. Started selling insurance on the side part-time, like just side hustle to try to get out. I had 5 kids and was broke, dude. So got into it a little bit.
You got 5 kids?
Yeah, man. I had my first at 16.
You had 5 kids and you were making 40 grand a year?
Yeah, buddy. Thank God I had a wife.
Was your wife working?
Yeah. Have you met Stephanie? I don't remember if you have or not.
Virtually.
I think you did. Yeah. She was working. She wasn't making great money. She was making more than me, but not a ton more.
What
and they were, by the way, they aren't her kids. One of them is, but 4 of them were not.
Wetmore.
Yeah, I'm a wreck, dude. Yeah, man. So I did it part-time for about a year, put a bunch of money on the side, made more my first year part-time in insurance than I did on my accounting job.
What'd you make the first year?
About 60.
Okay.
Yeah, about 60. And yeah, man, then I walked away after. I was a little nervous at first because I had funny enough, I don't know if you know this, Andrew, I was in the mortgage business. I got in like 06, dude.
Oh,
and
odd time.
Exactly. Yeah, it was bad timing because I thought I was loaded after like 9 months, and then the whole world fell apart.
Yeah.
And I lost everything. So yeah. But when I got introduced to this, man, I got introduced to the business not as just a sales guy, but similar to mortgages, you build a team, you get overrides, etc. in this industry. And you know, I was intrigued by that. I wasn't a sales guy ever in my life. And being an accountant from Boston, I was terrible with people. So I had a hell of a learning curve. And, but, you know, long story short, depending on how much detail you want, started building a team, started finding a little bit of success, found some mentors in the business that taught me how to sell. And a couple guys that really understood the building side, and they poured into me because I was working hard, and honestly just copy and pasted, man, things I learned. And 9 years full-time, but 10 years into the business later, we have close to 2,000 agents sell a policy every month, and we sell a lot of life insurance, dude.
So when you started, did you start the company or did you join the company?
So in the insurance world, I work under an IMO, right? So there's like a middleman, right, that gets contracted with the carriers, and I have an agency underneath. You think Keller Williams, right?
So you're a broker.
And yep, correct. We're a broker. Okay. Yep. And I have an agency underneath the Family First Life umbrella, who is the marketing organization that contracts with the actual insurance companies. And then we put our contracts through them. So I didn't start Family First Life. I just started my agency under that umbrella.
Got it. So you were like, is that a branch? Is that considered?
Yep. You can, in your world,
okay,
yes.
So when did you start that? When did you go into that? What year?
Right at the beginning, man. 2012. 2012. Okay. You can in this world, you can do that right away. You don't have to have a brick and mortar. You know, you plug people into a system, help them learn how to sell, and you can start getting compensated right away.
So first thing you had to learn in selling, John, because you said you were bad with people. What was the first thing? Or the most important thing that was like that?
What's your best sales line?
Man, communication I had to learn, dude, was it. You know, I'm not really I don't have a line, bro. You know what I got really good at is asking questions to identify problems. You know, and if I can solve someone's situation through life insurance versus some snazzy line that gets them to like ABC carrier for X amount per month for X amount of coverage. If I can really identify what their life looks like without insurance, right? Now I can provide a solution with insurance. And I do the same thing when I'm building the agency. If I can find a person that's looking for a better opportunity, right? Like I was, and identify their problem, whatever it is, financial, time, freedom, all that jazz. And I can understand their sacrifices and what that would look like if they made a change for their family. It's really easy to provide a solution to them in the life insurance space.
So you identified a pain point, but how do you scale to zero? Like, was it 0 to 2000 inside what, 8 years?
Yeah, I had no agents. I actually, funny enough, dude, the first 2 years, I was doing interviews to hire agents on my driving to my accounting job. I was running Craigslist ads. And my first 2 years, being an accountant, I tracked everything. I did about 700 plus interviews in my first 2 years, recruited agents, got them started, come and go. At the end of 2 years, I had one agent. It was me. I was, yeah.
So you weren't a good recruiter.
No, I was terrible, dude. I was terrible. Okay. So yeah, from there, so 2014-ish, I started getting a little bit of traction. 2015, I really learned how to sell, like at a really high level. And it started being attractive, man. And what I had to do was change me. I had to change my approach. And I learned, man, the things, I learned how different we all are. That was important. I didn't realize how different we all are. We all have different motivators. And I had to really start to understand on the building side, man, what I say versus what someone hears can be two totally different things.
Tonality.
Even if understanding, tonality is certainly important.
Okay.
But tonality, in a sense, like, I don't know, I could be pointing if you ask me a question and I point you towards information so you can consume the information I want you to consume. Maybe I send you to a podcast, a video, a training, whatever. Dude, you might take it like I don't want to help you because I pointed you somewhere.
Right.
Right. So the wording of it is, and that's just one example. The wording of stuff can be super critical.
Like clarification.
Yeah. So correct. You know,
like, hey, I'm gonna send you this, Mr. or Mrs. Client, because boom, boom, boom. Rather than just like, hey, check out this podcast. It's got great info.
Correct.
But how is this relevant? How is this relevant?
You know,
because it helped with his sales. He said he started closing more when he started doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
It's really helpful in the building side. In the example I gave, meaning if you come to me,
the scaling.
Yeah, if you come to me to learn how to sell life insurance,
yeah,
right, and you have a general question, how do I overcome this objection? And dude, I know that's been on 9,000 trainings. It says to me, you're probably not doing the training, right? I can go, Andrew, dude, great question.
Well, the objections are almost all the same, right?
Correct. They all are. Just like clients.
90% of them are 3.
Yeah. So if I go, hey, bro, we did a training yesterday on that. Didn't you watch it? Dude, the link's on YouTube. Now you hear, I don't want to help you. Or I could go, Andrew, dude, great question. Hey, bro, we did a training on it yesterday. It's recorded. I'm walking into a meeting right now. I'm going to send it to you. It's like 40 minutes long. Take a listen to it. Take some notes. Call me when you're done watching it, and we'll go over any further questions you might have. Is that cool?
So you're nicer about it.
Yeah, man. I just had to learn how to deliver it with a little finesse.
With kindness.
How'd you learn that? How did you learn that was your secret sauce to recruitment?
Because enough people had quit me, and enough people had told me that I was being a turd, to use a nice word.
They were willing to tell you were a turd. Those are good people. Dude,
I was brutal, man, at first. I wish I could like pull on someone I recruited early. There's like one dude that's still here with me from like years ago. And we laugh about how brutal I was to him. You know what I mean? But he made it through and he's done well. And I was I had a good heart, man. You know, for me, I think I'm really direct. I don't understand like beat around the bush. Me, if you got to tell me something, you got to tell me, because it will go right over my head. I'll miss it. And that goes back to, I didn't understand how different we all were. I truly didn't. And for me, I feel like if I'm not being really direct with someone, I feel like I'm lying to them inside. I actually want to help you. So I actually have a good heart. People didn't see that though.
So like John had to learn how to be direct in a way where people didn't feel attacked.
Correct. Yeah. And,
Gotcha.
and analogies have helped me a ton. Stories.
Give us one. Give us your best analogy.
Man, I use a ton of them, dude. Like,
I
don't know
I always tell people like, hey, John, like, who do you have a favorite musician?
I'm talking to John, not you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to John.
I'll deal with you, Andrew. So you got kids, bro?
Yeah. Not 5, 3.
How old?
4, 7, and 10.
All right, cool. Do they play sports?
Yes.
Give me one kid that plays a sport. Give me his name and sport.
Sam in baseball.
Sam in baseball. Cool. How long Sam been playing baseball?
3 years.
How old is he?
7.
All right, cool. So he's a train wreck still, right? At 7.
He's a beast.
Dude, yeah, at 7, dude, they're a mess. I coach my kids at 10. It's like herding cats at 7. You know, but again, if you're lacking success, in my opinion, is you're not putting in enough activity and you're frustrated by your result. I go, dude, let me ask you a question, bro. You've been at this a couple weeks, couple months, whatever. And you're ready to quit, you're ready to bounce, you're not putting in, like, you said you're not training, yada, yada. Dude, if Sam came to you and he was frustrated that he wasn't the best player on the team, right? He wasn't catching ground balls right. He wasn't hitting the ball properly. His pitching, he's throwing it over the catcher's head. And he was mad, right? But he doesn't put in enough practice. What would you say to Sam, bro?
We got to put in 2-3 days a week, minimum.
Okay. And I'm like, do you need me to keep training or do you get this? The only way for Sam to get better is reps. Is that fair?
Yeah, reps. 2-3 days a week, hour and a half. And
fair to say he'd be better if after those reps he got guidance from a coach versus just coaching himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you're killing it, dude. You're killing it.
Yeah. And it's just stuff like that, dude.
A professional coach. If he had a professional coach sitting there beside him,
meaning you're not putting in the reps and you're not calling for help. I mean,
and you're not what?
And you're not calling for help. In my world, is what I would tell you if you were lacking success.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's a commonality, man. I'm sure you deal with it in the mortage world. People out there.
Yeah, you got to see it from that 30,000. That up top view that you just analogized for it.
Yeah. I like that word, analogized.
Is that a word?
Use that one. I don't know, but I like it.
So what is that, labeling? Like you label what's valuable to them and then relate it to them.
Yeah, you gotta. It's helping people. I want the light bulb moment, dude. And if I can use something that they understand and put them in the position I'm in, just with regarding someone that they know or care for or like, and how they would answer them, I always get them to say, I would say this. They ain't doing enough. They should practice more. Again, another simple one, dude. I get guys like that are coaching agents and they get frustrated. Like if you're coaching Josh and he's just not good yet and you're mad and you call me and you're like, man, he just doesn't get it. He's and you're going on. I'm like, dude, when Sam is learning like basic level math in, what's he in, like second, third grade, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, he's in second grade. Are you really mad that he can't do long division yet? Or do you sit down and you have to like spend some time at the dinner table teaching him basic math? And when he still doesn't get it, do you yell at him or do you try to have patience?
So treat people like my kids.
Yeah, man. 100%.
So 100%. Kids are beneficial to business.
Yeah. So now, if I can relate to what they do for a living, that works too. If I can.
So how do you still scale from 0 to 2,000 in 8 years? That's tremendous. You have a team and you did it all yourself. Were you making 1,000 calls a day?
Yeah, I mean, I started out for sure doing it myself. I was interviewing 30 people a week to recruit them for this world.
Face to face or online or virtually or
mostly on the phone. Mostly on the phone. Heavy on the phone.
And how did you get that inbound, that inflow?
It started with Craigslist, and not because it's magic. It's because it was free.
Yeah.
And then certainly I went over to paid platforms, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, Career Builder, things like that.
Did you ever plug in an HR?
No, because everybody's 1099 here. So they're not my employees. They're all 1099 independent contractors. And then what I would do is I would find a guy like you that has an interest in building something, and I'd teach you to recruit also. I teach you how to sell.
You teach a leader to build the team underneath. Okay.
100%, man. It's duplication.
Yeah.
How
many actually produce out of the 2,000?
No, those are 2,000 producing. If I had how many? Yeah. So I'll give you an example. We had like probably 4,500 agents sell a policy last year, and about 2,000 a month. So they don't all produce, but 2,000.
So John, when you're building this up, did you build out a strategy or did you just wing it?
Oh, I definitely just winged it, dude.
The whole thing? Everything?
I just winged it, man. Here's the thing. I saw other people having success and doing it, right? Like Andrew's built, I don't know your background. I know Andrew has a mortgage company. He's done well there. I'm like, I know I could do that. Now, I don't know how, but if I get Andrew in a room long enough and ask him enough questions, I'm 100% sure if he could figure it out, I can figure it out.
I'm going to bring you in, man.
Yeah, I'm in, dude. I'm in.
Just do the same thing you did there, but with mortgages.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I saw other people having success. I'm not afraid to break things. I'm not afraid to mess up and make mistakes. I'm a bit of a risk taker. So I just went at it, man. And I was okay not being good. And then I just, when I was doing enough activity and work, other people, certainly I was in somebody's agency.
So we got 1 minute. What's this 8%? You're running around the country with 8% right now. You guys are all over you guys blowing it up?
Yeah, man. I did 4 different speaking events this week in 4 days. 8% was one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
I ran my own sales conference Thursday. I'm just out there trying to help educate insurance agents, people that want to build, give people an opportunity to make a ton of money in the life insurance space.
So speaking, is that a newer thing or is that something you've been doing all along?
I've been speaking to some level since probably 2015. It's only been on really stages outside of my company for the last probably year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So it's been a journey, dude. I'm having fun with it.
Hit 'em.
What?
We got 1 minute. It's lightning round.
Lightning round? So John, when are you coming in to teach Andrew how to do things?
No, not.
Hey, let's book it.
Let's book it right now.
Where are you in Atlanta? Where are you at right now?
Atlanta.
Atlanta area?
Yeah.
And what is your company called? It's Family First Life, is that?
Family First Life. Agent Force is my agency. Yep.
Agent Force. Yep. And you have 2,000 agents
that are selling a policy every month, sir. Yep.
Wow. So how many do they sell a month?
We did about 11,000 applications last month.
That's impactful.
Yeah, man. Helping a lot of people, bro. Helping a lot of people.
All right. That was fast and furious. Let's wrap it up. Josh.
Thanks for being on, John.
Absolutely.
Thank you, John.